Buen dia, welcome back. So I'm trying something new today. I'm at the Museum of Modern Art here in Santo Domingo. Really nice Uber ride. Very comfortable car, nice music, nice driver. We didn't chat, which is fine. So I decided to come here, get away from the hotel a little bit. I deleted an earlier video with a little rant that you don't need to know about. So lucky you, viewer. So I decided we're just going to start off this video on a positive note. Beautiful day here. It's just so, there's a beautiful breeze. No, not humid at all. Perfect. So I'm in this plaza outside of the museum. I think there are a couple different museums here. There's the Museum of the Dominican Man, which is sort of a anthropological museum. And then the Natural History Museum and this one. So I asked Gemini of the three which would be the best experience. It said, because it knows me now, because I don't like crowds, this would be the most relaxing for me. I'm guessing that the other museums might have like school kids and stuff. Screaming children, one of my least favorite things. All right, let me show you a little bit of the outside here, and then we'll go inside and check it out. And then I'm going to have lunch at a Spanish restaurant, which is supposed to be nearby. I have no idea really where I am. I'm in Santo Domingo. Nice. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Mexico City. I've never really explored a whole lot outside of the colonial zone and my hotel. But I like what I see here. Let me show you. So there's the museum there. It's a pretty building. We have some art outside, a little fountain. These structures, I'm not sure what they are. That says Plaza de la Cultura over there. So this is Plaza de la Cultura, Plaza of Culture. Nice. I like this. I'm not sure really. Yo to él. So me, you, and him. Uh-oh. Seems like a little love triangle right here. I like it. I don't know what that building is. It's pretty. There's somebody selling stuff over here. It's just so pleasant out here. I can smell food. This is Pabellon Editoriales. I guess pavilion is a pavilion selling snacks. I don't know what editoriales is. Editorial pavilion. Looks like the parking lot over there. So here's the Plaza de la Cultura. Okay, so here's the Museum of Modern Art. Let's check it out. Hours Monday to Sunday. Closed. Oh, Tuesday to Sunday, closed Monday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Really pretty. So this is the ground floor. I'm assuming these are all Dominican artists. Actually, I'm going to ask these people sitting here. They were nice. The woman who sold me my ticket not so nice. So I'm going to talk about that later. Cara de Madora is the way that Gemini explained it to me. Wood face, which is a professional attitude, which is kind of what my guess was. I like this. This is kind of like the scenes that I see out on the street that I would like to film. These little bodegas, just little like grocery stores, but they sell sandwiches, they serve beer, and people just kind of hang out, talk, argue. That's the life here. I'm the only one here. Alright, so I'm on the 3rd floor. I took the elevator up and then I'm going to walk down. Just wanted to show you another gallery. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. So mostly Dominican artists, I asked, downstairs. Some of these are old. 1860 to like 1940 lifespan, something like that. The first guy over there, the portrait of the woman, was French descendant. The second guy was born in Dominican Republic and then moved to Cuba. So interesting, yeah, just a little different facet of the Dominican Republic. I like seeing the way that they're portraying the culture, you know, from the aristocracy to, you know, kind of like regular life here and everything in between. And then, nice neighborhood. Not sure exactly where I am. I have the whole place to myself. I love this kind of stuff. So it's a real mix of different styles, very different kinds of scenes here. Sculpture mixed with painting. There were some prints, some religious, some folk, abstract. Love this one. I'm going to tell you a story when I get outside. All right, well, that was fun. I had a whole museum to myself. There were more people working, sitting around looking at their phones. There were more people working there than visitors, because there were no visitors as far as I could tell. So about the painting of the women washing clothes in the river, I loved it because it's like such a kind of typical scene. You know, the woman curling the other woman's hair, and just loved like the faces and the directions that they're all looking, and yeah, just everything that was happening there. So the story that I wanted to tell years ago, a long time ago in the 80s, I went to Nicaragua 3 times. First, just to kind of see what was going on, I went on a study tour. Then I went back again, and then I went back a 3rd time. On my 3rd trip, it was rough. So first, I stopped in Belize, got bitten by these sand fleas. I cut my finger trying to open a coconut. I was in dead shape. When I got on the plane, and then the plane suddenly landed in Honduras, in Tegucigalpa, because they were burning the fields, and the pilot couldn't see to land the plane. So we got stuck in Tegucigalpa for 3 days. It's just so random. I mean, it's like something out of a movie. There was a guy named Brian Wilson. I remember his name because the Beach Boys, but it wasn't that Brian Wilson. He was from U.S. Vietnam veterans against the war, so he was protesting our involvement in Central America. He was a really interesting guy. We met at the bar and the hotel. It was just such a weird thing, you know, going to this hotel bar, meeting this guy. Brian Wilson later, not much long after this trip, was protesting at a munitions factory in Concord, California, near where I live right now. He was laying on the tracks to try to stop a munitions train from going in or out of this factory, and they ran over him. His legs were amputated, and I met him again after that at the Vietnam Memorial in Philadelphia. So anyway, that's not the story. The story is, while we were holed up in this hotel, they took our passports for 3 days. We were stuck there. Just crazy. I remember the woman at that desk, because I was young and cute. People used to talk to me back then. So she was very interested in me. She asked me where I was going, and I told her, and she said, "Here we burn communists." It was just really an ugly, scary scene. So while we were in this hotel, I was watching TV, and a commercial came on for that bar laundry detergent that they were using in that painting, and they were washing clothes in the river. I just thought it was so funny, but I mean, told you a lot about the culture that, you know, people for the most part didn't have washing machines. Honduras is probably one of the most repressive regimes still in Central America. Extreme poverty. So the laundry detergent makers were meeting people where they were. They weren't showing like these middle-class homes with washing machines. They were showing people at the river using this bar soap to wash their clothes. I'll never forget that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the cara de madera, wooden face. So I was asking Gemini just about my experiences here. Like, is there a reason why people are so stern? And it explained that it is their professional face. It's not the face that they use on the streets. And my attempts to kind of break that may actually be making people feel uncomfortable. So the other day at the pool, it was really quiet. I went up to the bar to order my lunch, and I said, "Es muy tranquilo hoy." It's really quiet today. The guy kind of scowled at me, and Gemini said, you know, he may have been made uncomfortable by that comment because it might have sounded like I was complaining. And especially knowing what I know about Dominicans, speaking of noise, they don't seem to be a fan of peace and quiet the way I am. They like loud music, they like a lot of people. Might also be the reason why I'm being seated next to people in the restaurant rather than giving my own private little table. So there are just lots of cultural things that I don't really understand here. But I enjoy discussing these things with AI, my AI friends, to kind of get a little bit more insight into what some of these subtle differences are. So who knows? I'm like making people uncomfortable. When I checked in here, paid it was 100 pesos, like $1.50, really cheap. So I paid. She told me where I go. Start downstairs and then go up. So then I confirmed. Empiezo aquí. I start here. She said bajo, and I said bajo, and she just like kind of gave me that wood face. So to me, it felt like she was kind of being dismissive. Like, I just told you. Why are you asking me again? And maybe I was being annoying, so maybe I'm not imagining that. But my point here in this ramble is when you travel, and this is to myself as well, you're going to find people respond to you in different ways. Don't always try to interpret it through your lens. So I used to teach intercultural communication, And one of the things that I always taught was culture is like a pair of glasses. You kind of forget that you're wearing the glasses, but you're seeing the world through that lens. So I'm seeing the world through the lens of an American who's used to, hi, how are you, kind of thing, even though you don't always get that. In other parts of the world, and this may be also what was happening to me in Italy, where I kind of felt like people were just being really stern and grumpy. Maybe that is their way of being professional. So that's it. Just some thoughts on today. I'm going to explore this little park and then see where this restaurant is. I don't know which direction I have to walk. So I just passed two people. A guy was eating out of a bowl. So it kind of reminded me of a calderito that I had the past 2 days, which was a bowl with rice and beans and salad and different toppings. So it looked like that was his lunch. And, you know, this maybe is the kind of thing that people eat at home, or pack up a bowl to take with you to work. Pretty little park. Nobody here. But it's pretty at night with all these lights on the trees. Alright, I don't think the restaurant opens until noon. I'm really hungry. So let me check and see. And I'll at least just walk in that direction. Alright, so I'm walking through this little park to El Gallego, which is a Spanish restaurant featuring Galician style food. We have popo a la gallega, paella, torta española, shrimp. I think they're called Gambas al Aljillo. It's supposed to just be 300 feet here up on my right. That might be it. Such a different experience here from anything I've ever experienced in Santo Domingo. Okay, this is the Museum of Natural History. So this is I've arrived. I'm gonna have to ask Chad what the hell's going on here. Is the museum, is the restaurant in the museum? Is it behind the museum? Am I in the wrong place? Alright, so I had to refine my search and put restaurant El Gallego. So maybe there's a Gallego inside this museum, I don't know. So now I'm behind the museum on the main road here. This is Gasque. And this is Avenida Cesar Nicolas Henson. I think I'm going to have to cross at some point, but let's see. The restaurant should be up here. It said if I reach the Malecon, I've gone too far. I can't believe, on my right, I can't believe that I'm that close to the Malecon. But I'm in Gasque, not far from my hotel, so I might be able to walk back from here. It's pretty. It's a really pretty neighborhood. Looks pretty ritzy, quiet. Oh, shut up. Tree-lined streets. He was beeping at the car. Tree-lined streets. There's the National Library, Biblioteca Nacional, de Dominican Soreña. Let's see what a beautiful day it is. It's a nice breeze. It's warm. It's probably 81, 82. A little bit humid now, but there is a nice breeze. I hope this restaurant opens at 11:30 and not 12. Here it is. Galicia. El Gallego. Okay, El Gallego. There's somebody sitting outside. So maybe they're open. Very pretty old colonial house. All right, they open at noon. I have about 15 minutes to wait. I said I can wait here. Oh, it's really hot. So I'm probably going to eat inside. There are a bunch of fans out here. I don't know. We'll see. All right, it's pretty. And then out here, this is really pretty, beautiful trees. I love these restaurants under these big trees. And they have these bottles hanging that are maybe candles. Oh, there are lights inside. Let me show you. So these bottles with the light bulb inside. So it's really pretty here at night. Alright, I'm going to charge my phone. Chill. Alright, so here I am at El Gallego. I ordered boquerones and some bread. So these are anchovies, white anchovies in vinegar and oil. It's so pretty, the presentation. I got some white wine. Today Appa's living it up. I'm treating myself today. It's a really nice lunch. I might even get some dessert if they have creme Catalan. This pretty plate. Alright, so let's try one of these. I don't know if I'm supposed to eat them with the bread. The bread is warm. Looks like it has some pesto inside. So I'm going to just take a little bread. It smells delicious. One of these little fishes. But tastes a little like tuna. The olive was a nice chaser. Salud. Really pretty restaurant. It's like an old house. And I guess it gets busy maybe a little bit later for lunch and then for dinner. Nice. It's been a nice day. Forgot I was making a video here. I've been so engrossed. So here are the Gambas al Aljillo. He asked me if I wanted tostones. I said I was just going to eat it with bread. But he thought I needed tostones, which I don't think are Spanish. So it's a little Dominican Spanish mix here. I'm going to use this bread to soak up my sauce. And I'm going to get a little dessert if they have creme Catalan. Alright, here it is, crema catalana. which is like a creme brulee. It's a little bit lighter. Delicious. The cinnamon. I think there's a little bit orange in it. Very good. Now I just need to puff on a cigar and I'll be all set. All right, so that was good. Oh God, I'm stuffed. It was a lot. It was expensive. It was $70 with the tip. So a little splurge here today on Appa's Kitchen. And yeah, it was good. I kind of like just these local places, but it was a splurge. So I was just standing here waiting for an Uber. I just ordered an Uber. A woman just came out of the driveway here of the restaurant. It's the third time somebody told me to be careful holding my phone. She said they'll rob it. They'll rob you. Like, really? Somebody's gonna ride by and grab my phone like that? So now I'm kind of inside the gate of the restaurant. So I'm gonna stand here and wait for my Uber. They're gonna have to come in. Not the Uber, but the robbers. They're gonna have to come in and steal my phone from inside the gate. All right, so that was that. Gallego. Nice, very different experience here in the upper classes, the upper echelons of Santo Domingo. There's a little family, the next table. My Uber's coming in 2 minutes. A little family at the next table. Guessing the guy was a doctor, slightly older than his wife, and 2 bored-looking kids. Everybody was on their phone. So it's very different. All right, so I'm gonna put my phone away or just turn this off and wait for my Uber. I forgot to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Hasta luego.